Hey everyone! Alright, this is tutorial video number 2 of today out of 3. So, if you haven't seen tutorial number 1, go back and look. I have a playlist of crafting with MamaAmes. So, if you haven't seen tutorial video number 1, it is of a splatter screen pumpkin that I did make out of all Dollar Tree supplies. Now this video is going to be for a wreath. This is also using all Dollar Tree supplies. So let's get started with the supplies that you will need to make your own. First off, and very important, is the Dollar Tree wreath form. It's 14 inches. Now look, this is the green one that they carry like everywhere. Recently, I've been seeing some alternate colors of wreaths. So they have brown and they've had, I think I've seen gold and silver maybe. I'm not really sure. But they're all 14 inches. And the way we're going to use this, it's not going to matter what color the wreath form is. You just need a 14-inch one, okay? Now, the second thing you're going to need, okay, so I lied. This burlap I had laying around from Walmart. I had purchased it at Walmart, okay? So this is not a Dollar Tree supply. However, Dollar Tree carries burlap ribbon, and it is only, I don't have any right close to me to grab to tell you exactly. I think it is 2.5 inches wide, so it's not as wide as this is. Hold on, I'm going to go grab a roll just so I can show it to you. Okay, so I found a roll of it. See, it is the plain burlap ribbon. Now, you're going to have to use more of this because it's not as wide. But it is 9 feet long. It is 2 inches wide. It's not 2.5 inches. It is 2 inches. And you can use this. So if you find this in your store, it is going to be over by the floral section is where I find it. Because they carry this stuff year-round. This is not a seasonal item. They have it in different colors sometimes. You can find it in pink. They have spotted, the chevron print, all kinds of stuff. So you can use this in lieu of the wide burlap that you can find at Walmart. Okay, so moving on. You are also going to need, now I have already attached these to my wire wreath frame, but you are also going to need metal sunflowers. These are seasonal. So hopefully you can still find these in your Dollar Tree. I saw them just this week in mine. So if your Dollar Tree is like mine and they usually lag behind a lot of these haulers that you see on YouTube, then you are in luck. You will still be able to find these. And I used, and these are usually found like garden stakes, like with the long wire in them that you could stick in the ground or stick in a pot. So I used what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I used 8. So I got 4 of each. They have this design here with the glitter and the more closed off center. And then they have this design with the brown in the center and the coiled wire. So 4 of each of these 2 designs. Okay, moving on. I'm also going to use some of this Spanish moss. I would say grab a couple of bags of this. I'm not exactly sure how much I'm going to use because I haven't done it yet. And this is an idea born out of my own head. I have not seen this done anywhere. So I'm just kind of flying by the seat of my pants. I'm not following anybody's tutorial on this one. You're also going to need some floral wire, and they do sell this at the Dollar Tree. This here, I believe, I either got this roll at Michael's or Walmart, but they do sell floral wire at Dollar Tree, so grab a roll of that at the DT. Other than that, I think you're going to probably need your hot glue gun. Okay, so the first thing I did with my wire wreath form is I took my burlap and I started wrapping it around. I just wanted a nice background for the sunflowers. And just some kind of a firm foundation for me to build on. And to start it, all I did, if you just kind of Just lay it like that and just start winding. Now it'll hold itself in place, all right? Now, when you get to the end, all right, let's just pretend like I have wound this all the way around. Now, you know, it's curved, obviously, so you can pull it as you go, all right? And if you look at the one I've done, you can kind of tell it's not perfect. There are little divots and all that in it, and that's fine. It's actually makes it even more beautiful, I think. So when you get to the end, right here is my end, all right? And this is, I'll show you. This right here, let me bring it down closer. Bring the camera down. There we go. So this side where the sunflowers are not is actually the curved up side, all right? So I'm using this part as my back. What you would usually use is the front of your wreath. I'm using as the back of my wreath, so you can see. All right, so when you're done wrapping your burlap, whether it's the ribbon or the actual burlap, what you're gonna do is just kind of tuck it, and the loose scraggly ends, I kind of just folded it up under, and I used my glue gun and just glued, used a little bit of glue to kind of, you know, seal that and firm that down. All right, so once that was wrapped, the hardest part for me was to get these sunflowers loose from the metal rods that they were on. But I finally did it. I got it all accomplished. I only got one cut out of all of it. Which, hey, I'm grateful I only got one, right? Right. Okay. So I did that, and then I just kind of laid them out, spaced them out the way I wanted them to be. And then what I did is I took them and I used my floral wire, and what I should have done was leave one loose so you guys could see the way they were on the back. I would take one loose, but I used some hot glue to further secure them. I wonder if you can see down inside. So I wonder if this one is fixed like that. All right, so if you look on the back of this pumpkin here, the metal stick that runs up on the sunflowers, what it does is it pretty much runs up the entire back of the sunflower, and it has like a little loop that goes up, and then it keeps going up. So while I was cutting the stake, the metal piece off, I noticed that it most of them started coming loose, but not all the way loose. So what I did with my craft wire is, if you would imagine this part of the sunflower, this is your sunflower. Don't look at it as a pumpkin. It is a sunflower picture, the sunflower. And a little, like a loop right here, like almost like an inchworm, flat, curved, flat, okay? So you're going to take your wire, your craft wire, and cut a long piece off, and you're going to stick that up underneath the loop and pull it up as far as you can. And then what I did was I twisted it a couple of times, and then I did another piece and pulled it all the way down to the bottom, okay? Then, just to keep one piece at the top and one piece towards the bottom of the sunflower, I used a tiny drip, like one little drip of hot glue on each end, like each piece of wire. Okay, so you have two pieces of wire on each sunflower, right? All right, so I did that. And then what I did is, if you notice on the metal frame, so you've got 1, 2, 3, you've got 4 wires here, or 4 pieces. And what I did was I positioned my sunflower on there because I don't want them like moving around a whole lot. So what I did was I made sure, and you can tell when you feel through the burlap, whether it's the ribbon or the real burlap, you can still feel the frame through it. So what I did is some of them I took the floral wire and I poked it down through the burlap on either side of the second and the fourth, and then twisted it on the other side. And some of them I brought it up to the top and the third and then twisted it down. And I got, I spaced them the way I wanted them. Some of them, if you look, some of them are overlapping a little more than the others, and that's fine. I don't mind that because after you get those secured, and I came back here just to kind of secure them a little more. I'm moving my camera around a whole lot. I'm sorry, guys. I don't want to make you dizzy. That's not my goal. What I did to secure the pieces a little more to help them keep from unraveling is I did dot it with a little bit of hot glue and then waited for that to all harden and cool off. Okay, so there we go with that. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back, adjusting the camera again. We're going to come back with the Spanish moss. I haven't done this step completely. I kind of mocked it up a little bit the other night just because I was looking at it and I was kind of wondering, do I want to do this? Will it complement the wreath? So we're going to come back with the Spanish moss, and we're just going to you can kind of peel up the sunflowers a little bit and just stuff some of your Spanish moss in there. Let me move the camera so you can see. I think that adds a lot of dimension. So when you stuff this, it's going to make a mess. As you can see, this stuff really makes a mess. But it really does add a lot to it. Now you can finagle it and you can adjust it to where you want it. And the good thing about these is they are metal, so you can bend the petals to where you want it. You know exactly where you want them to be. And you can also use your hot glue gun, get in there underneath the Spanish moss and put little bits of hot glue and kind of hold it down. Make sure everything is secure. Once you get all of your Spanish moss in place, just kind of over your craft table, what you're going to want to do, and this is what I've done before. I've made a wreath before with this Spanish moss. Is just kind of pick it up and shake it and make sure that all of the extra little pieces are shaken out for the most part. Now, you're always going to have some shedding. Sorry, it's true. If you use any kind of fake greenery at Christmas, you still get the shedding. So it is what it is. Get your Dyson out and clean that mess up. Right, ladies? Right. It's the price we pay to have decorated homes. Okay, so let me go and finish putting my Spanish moss in place, and I will be right back. Okay, while I'm working with the Spanish moss, for this wreath in particular, if you don't force it, just kind of let it stay in these long pieces like this, it kind of makes it easier to place around your sunflowers. So like that one, I just kind of loosely broke it apart, and let me move the camera and you can see, I'm going to pull this up some, and then you can just kind of stick that right in there, and it just kind of frames that. Now you can, you can pull it apart in certain spots to make it more spiky, and then take your glue gun and go back and just kind of add a little bit of glue underneath, just to kind of keep everything in place the way you like it. That's just a tip. Okay, so there I've added the Spanish moss, and I like it. I like the added dimension it gives it. I'll probably go back and fill in some spaces. You can always use your hot glue gun and even hot glue some to the backs of like the petals to stick out if you'd like. It's kind of up to you. You have creative reign over your wreath. See, like up here, it kind of looks blank. So I'll go back and I'll probably stick some more behind here, because some of the sunflowers, you see like right there, I like the look of that, and I like them. I like the look of them completely surrounded by the Spanish moss. So I'm going to go back and I'll fill in the blanks before I hang it up. But yeah, so really, ultimately, that is my finished product. And what I want to know now is, should I add a bow? Like I said, I am not following anyone's tutorial, so I don't know. And if I do add a bow, I'm thinking I'm going to add a checkered bow to this wreath. Simply because I don't have any sunflower ribbon. I know that sounds unbelievable, but I don't. I have been through all the ribbon that I have in my possession, and I don't have any sunflower ribbon. I can't believe that. I have other fall ribbons, but you know, I like a contrasting type of color. I mean, I can make a dimensional ribbon. I could use more than one. Like these came from Dollar Tree. This one didn't. That one came from Hobby Lobby. That one was from Hobby Lobby, I think. Yeah, that's from Hobby Lobby. That one was from Hobby Lobby. This one I think I ordered online from Craft Outlet. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. I think I'll play around with the bow. And maybe I'll use this one in the leaves. I kind of like the leaves. They're really pretty and glittery. But I also like this one. But maybe two plaid patterns won't look well. I don't know. We'll see. But I will include a picture of my final product hanging up when I'm finished with it. Thanks for watching, guys. And I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. And I'd love to hear if you try to make it on your own and what you do with it. Thanks for watching, guys. Give me a thumbs up. Share it out into your world. And keep being kind to each other. There's too much meanness in this world right now. Thanks, guys. Love ya.